So this video I've wanted to make since I started YouTube, just talking about what it's like to be an INFP male. It's something that obviously I've put off for the last year because it's something that to me it means a lot to me. So in this video I just want to kind of go over how it's been growing up and just throughout life and just dealing with the struggles that can be from being an INFP male. I feel like a lot of INFP males are misunderstood, and I just wanted to somewhat kind of represent it in a video and just, again, share my perspective for that relatable quality that a lot of you guys, ladies, you guys can watch this video as well. It's not to say that you guys can't watch it. In the INFP realm, we all kind of share the same preferences, but I just think for males, it has a different tune to it. So for me growing up, I know my mom tells me from time to time, just going down memory lane and whatnot, she always used to remember me as the little boy who always just kind of stood off to the side, didn't talk a lot, and just observed everybody. I was always aware of what was going on. I was always looking around, things like that. To me, that still holds true today. Coming up on 39, I've had a lot of experiences in life. I've also been able to just navigate the whole INFP world of kind of getting through life. You look at all that stuff with nature, nurture, and where did we get the traits and personality stuff. I can just go back in my childhood album and I could just kind of carve a path, which you can clearly see that a lot of these made me laugh because I haven't looked at this thing in forever. I kind of dug it out of a box this morning. But if you look at the timeline, you can kind of see where INFP started developing. And a lot of it was thanks to my mother. Thanks, Mom. But it's, I picked out some more choicey INFP ones, but just for comedic laugh. I believe there's a definitive picture that is where INFP officially started for me. And it's this one right here. So, that is not a blonde-headed little girl. That is me. Again, thank you, Mother. Notice the style in the fashion sense. That's more of an ISFP thing. Yeah, I have no fashion sense. As you can see from this adult picture, in my adulthood, it's pretty bad. So I still just like to live comfortably. I own one suit and that's pretty much for work. I don't dress up. I'm a jeans and t-shirt guy, obviously a ball cap guy. I just don't like to do myself up. My fashion sense is just horrible. I have to Google what semi-formal means. I don't, and I can't even pull it off. I see a lot of guys that just they pull it off and they do something, they put something together and you look at it, man, that's pretty good, he pulled that. If I try to pull that off, it would completely bomb out and it would not be good. But just always going through life, it's just always been a big struggle for me. It's just said that INFPs are about 2 to 5%, depending on where you look at of the population. And for the INFP male, it's said that it's 1 to 1.5%. So it's significantly lower to be an INFP male in that INFP realm. Just as an INFP with our function stack and all this stuff, I mean, you can see by many experts and things like that talk about this stuff, it is very difficult to manage. It doesn't matter what the type there is, they'll look at it and be like, I don't know how they do that. Because it's very difficult to have all that stuff and it's very contradictory and it makes this concoction of just very deep creativity and sensitivity and just going into the very dark places, being very uppity, and but it's highs and lows, it's erratic things that we have to kind of navigate. With all that sensitivity stuff, INFP is more masked under a female, to where in the society-based world of what it's like to be a male or a female, a lot of that sensitivity, those highs and lows and emotional and being in touch with others and just wanting to help other people and being compassionate, that is something that a female, when you watch movies and read books, that's a female type character. When you're going through life and just trying to figure life out, especially when you're a lost INFP just trying to find their place in the world, it gets very difficult because the things you just want to do and interact with and things like that are, you get your hand slapped by males around you or, just society in general. And it's just like,
why are you doing that? You shouldn't be doing that. You should be over there shooting guns with your buddies, or you should be like killing frogs
or whatever, like, you know what I mean with the guy stuff.
Now, for as long as I can remember, I've been told the kind of man that I should grow up to be. As a boy, all I wanted was to be accepted and liked by the other boys. But that acceptance meant I had to acquire this almost disgusted view of the feminine. And since we were told that feminine is the opposite of masculine, I either had to reject embodying any of these qualities or face rejection myself. This is the script that we've been given, right? Girls are weak and boys are strong. This is what's being subconsciously communicated to hundreds of millions of young boys and girls all over the world.
It gets difficult getting into the teenage years. I was born early 80s, 81, and growing up in the 80s, 90s, we didn't have a vast access to the internet world.
Welcome. You've got mail.
So nowadays, if I want to relate to people, I can go on YouTube and I can go sites like Reddit and Quora and things like that, and I could read pieces of them, and just it kind of puts my mind at ease to where it's like, okay, I did all that stuff. Like when I do something and I just feel like it's not accepted, I'll go read about it or I'll watch a video about it. And it's just one of those things where it kind of calms my just feeling of being not right. I do want to do my own thing and like what I like, and the older I'm getting, I'm doing that more and more, where it's just like, if I want to pet a little puppy, I'm gonna go pet that puppy in front of a bunch of guys, and I don't really care, because you're gonna get the onslaught of verbal, colorful things, but it's just, I want to do it. So who cares what that guy has to say? Just because he doesn't want to do it doesn't mean I can't. Growing up as a teenager and still continue on in adulthood, it's very conflicting with trying to understand. Like I don't fit in with the guys. Like I keep going in these guy groups, and the things that I'm doing naturally of things I want to do are not being accepted. I'm being, again, verbally onslaughted with all this stuff. And a lot of times it's just a quick, shallow comment from them, where it's most of the time it's like,
dude, are you gay? Or is that what, you must be gay.
I have nothing against the gay community. I want every community and just every group to do their own thing. That's just what I really, that's really what I want in life. And that's also out of people in general. I want them to be their own person. That's like my biggest thing. It's just, that's how I try to live my life. And I also want people to come into their own life. So we do kind of have to somewhat mingle with society, just to kind of go. But I also like to just jump off that train from time to time and go do my own thing. And a lot of times that's things outside of what is normal. People like to say normal, but no, it's like your guy friends. Society bases guys on just being insensitive, lack of compassion, just do this and that. And so you really think to yourself, like, am I gay? I'm not into dudes. Ladies, you can have them. But it's, again, nothing against it. That's not me. I know that. But when you're young, you start having those thoughts of just like, dude, where do I fit in at? Like, it's not, why am I supposed to be this? Am I supposed to do that? It just gets very difficult to do that. For me, my work career path has always been in kind of an alpha dominated male society. And it's just electromechanical technician type field where you just have a lot of guys around you that are just the manly man stuff. So every day at work can be a very big struggle, because it's like, it creates anxiety in me just going to work, because I can't fully let go. I can't be myself. Like here on YouTube, I'm in my room with no one around. I can kind of let myself out go, and it doesn't mean it's not going to receive some criticism on the back end of posting this video. But it's somewhat of a more relaxing state, to where it's like, I'm not saying something, and then in the middle of a 2-part sentence, I get that gay comment or whatever it is. And it just suppresses me to just, you know what, forget it. Then I just won't say anything. I'll just be quiet again. And that's the whole point of just, I've gotten a lot better at it out in the real world. And it's just a product of me just not really caring anymore. I still care. I still avoid criticism. when I can, but there's times where if I'm feeling recharged up and I just have had my alone time and things like that and I'm feeling good, I'm gonna go do those things I want to do. And you're gonna get those comments, but for me, how much I've kind of been able to just absorb all that stuff, and over time, the more you have to do it or exposed to it, you can kind of let it roll off your back a lot quicker. It doesn't mean it doesn't kind of stall you out a little bit, but it's not like it's something that I hang on to for like weeks and months and just be like, oh, I'm gonna go hide because someone said this about me. And again, it's a shallow comment. A lot of these comments, they have no basis. It's completely just they see something, it makes them uncomfortable, because it's like,
That's not what a guy is supposed to do.
so they're gonna give you a quick, shallow response. That response is, there's nothing to it. It's just completely in their defense mechanism of seeing something that makes them uncomfortable and not right. And they just feel that they're gonna try to stop that person from doing that.
Don't do that anymore. I don't want to be associated with you. Just if you're gonna do that, do it on yourself. And I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna go, be with a bunch of man dudes because that's what we do.
And that's more preferred. And that's fine. If they want to do that, that's fine. And I don't, it is what it is.
Why do you gotta be so insensitive all the time? What? Whatever. Look, don't forget, my cottage after prom.
There's tons of articles on INFP males and whatnot. You just Google it and things like that. I'll put some links I found down in the description. I got one like another personalitygjunkie.com. INFP males are discouraged from pursuing many positive traits that are perceived as unmanly. These include the ability to feel a range of emotions, including fear, hurt, confusion, or despair. Even talking about these feelings is considered unmanly. Men are also not encouraged to learn to work cooperatively without the need for control, to love in a non-sexual way, to have friendships, or to solve conflicts without violence. INFPs who are driven to understand their own emotions and who feel things deeply often try to repress their personality or are bullied into repressing it. INFPs may be told by their parents or peers to man up or boys don't cry. They may have to constantly check into their inferior TE to become more like the stereotypical male of today. In doing so, they can feel constantly drained, worn out, and disconnected from their true self. This constant repression can cause them to appear moody, angry, or irritable. This can have detrimental long-term effects. According to the MBTI manual, male INFPs are one of the 4 types most common in substance abuse programs. They also show the highest levels of depression of the 16 types with chronic pain. This article is really cool because it's just like, it has all kinds of strengths at the end. It kind of, ends us off on a positive note, which we like to do. But, INFPs are fearless in defense of their values. INFPs are innovative problem solvers. They are creative. They are excellent listeners. They are compassionate and sensitive. In conclusion, male INFPs may have to overcome many obstacles in order to be accepted in certain cultures or families. But if they can grow to love and accept who they are, they can achieve amazing things for the world. They provide an insight, empathy, and creativity that the world desperately needs. And I agree with that. One of those articles, I'll put it in there. I'll just put it right here. But it said that the male population is typically like 75% of So it's heavily dominated. That's going to be the group that is more preferred. Those people are going to get less of that resistance than we're going to get because they're all here and they're accepted and they got all their buddies and the bro fist. Then we're over here in this
Little group.
and we're doing our little weird things. It's like, well,
What is that? What is he doing over there? Why is he looking at that art again? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that?
because we want to. And it's just, but you just got to understand that. So since we are so oversaturated in the guy department, which again, there's nothing wrong with those guys. They're providing plenty of value to this world. It doesn't mean that we're better than them or they're better than us. It's just, we need all that. But if you look at the numbers, it's oversaturated where, okay, we've got that part mastered. It's all covered. So let's get this group, even though there's less of us, if you just take one of us and we just outwardly express ourselves with the things we want to do, it helps balance it out a little bit more. It's not going to obviously be massively, but we have the ability to super inspire people and just create things and just do things that group is not going to be able to naturally do it as well as we can. So they're doing stuff that we aren't great at, But we also have our own little gifts. And just because we're the ones getting told that we aren't doing it right and we're not, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be looking at that.
You're a man. What? Come on.
We have plenty of stuff we can do. It's just realizing that. Just do what you want to do. The numbers don't lie. Being logical, we have to be logical at times. And just seeing stats and reading about things, and it is what it is. It's like that's the thing. We gotta open up. We gotta just start doing it, and just. I really, like, again, on YouTube, I love interacting with everyone on here, males, females, it doesn't matter. It's all, because we all share similar preferences, so we all kind of get each other in a sense. We all do things differently. When I really talk to an INFP male, there is more of it's a little bit more of a connection, because when we are even, to be a low percentage of the population is already difficult enough. And again, like I said, the females, it's a very hard struggle as well. So I'm not taking that away from you ladies. But when you notch it down to where the male INFP is even in a different category that's even smaller, that's when it's just, there's a special connection that we have that I might not have with a female to that depth, you know what I mean? So ladies, don't stop commenting. I love relating. I love doing all that stuff. Don't stop commenting. I like all the comments. We all relate. Blah blah blah.